morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Winning Miner on Thursday, July the 2nd. And for most people, I suspect they were watching England yesterday. What a tense afternoon it was, Ollie.
It was certainly until the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, funny enough, I'd had quite an interesting lunch beforehand with a particularly well-known fund manager and two very well-known retail investors. We were just sort of chewing the cud and going through an awful lot of stocks to get people's opinions. And what was really fascinating about it was none of them had any mining stocks. And that is one of the things about the UK market at the moment, and actually the market in general. People's exposure to mining is really at a minimum. And yet it is critical, as we all know, for the future. And actually, so I said to them after, I said, "Look, do you want to go through some mining stocks?" I said, "We don't understand mining, Andrew." And so we don't invest in it. I said, "Yeah, but you can see that it's going to be needed." And they said, "Well, yes. So how do we do it? How can we do it without investing in mining stocks?" I'm like, "You can't. You've actually got to understand these stocks and learn how to invest in them." I did say, if you want me to just run your money for you, I can do it, but I'm not sure that would have been workable. But anyway, it was interesting that because that's the case, I think, throughout. That is why mining stocks, when they move, they are going to move so far because suddenly people are going to have to all jump on the bandwagon, so to speak. We've also got gold back over 4,068 today, which is it seems to be nicely consolidated around this 4,000 level. But there we go. Anyway, sorry, news also is fairly thin this morning, isn't it, Ollie? So I'll let you talk through what there is, but it is thin.
Yeah, I think with the 30th of June deadline for lots of companies' earnings, there was a bit of a rush at the start of the week, and so now it's a bit thin. Obviously, on the ASX as well, they've had their year end, so that tends to quieten things down as well. But in Canada, on the uranium side of things, up at the top end of the market, CAmeco have announced that they've suspended mining operations at their Cigar Lake mine, and that's due to a sulfuric acid issue at the Orano-McLean Lake mill, where the Cigar Lake ore is processed. It does seem like it's a technical fault, but it does mean that in this tight market for sulfuric acid, they will have to go out and find alternative supplies. So that may prove more difficult than they've indicated, and they have highlighted that unless the repair takes longer than expected due to finding the replacement parts, it shouldn't have an impact on their full year production guidance. The uranium price had ticked up very slightly yesterday. Yellowcake had moved up yesterday, but is now pretty well flat.
Yeah, look, also market volume's pretty quiet. Yesterday was Canada Day, so congratulations to all those Canadians. You went independent yesterday. And of course, Saturday is Independence Day in the US, and so actually the markets are closed tomorrow. They will be winding down today. So I think it's fair to say that it's all very quiet out there. So I think probably we'll call it a day then. Let you go and watch Wimbledon, Ollie.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Enjoy it. Back tomorrow.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.